wheat farms of Michigan are safer once again. Always read and follow label directions.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
I guess we'll try to make sense of it all.
that is a very, very difficult job. We will have fun.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. We're having ourselves a good day today. We are at the Eagle Eye Conference Center, located on Chandler Road in the Bath, Lansing area, where today, for the first time since 2019, the Michigan Wheat Program is having its annual winter grower meeting. And we're very happy to be here once again at the Eagle Eye. Kind of an interesting drive on the way down as far as our weather is concerned. Once we made it through the immediate Great Lakes Bay area, things began to clear off, but then we had snow squall and snow flurry activity that brought us all the way down to the Lansing area. Things, for the most part, have calmed down just a little bit. And as we go through the remainder of the day, we'll see fewer and fewer of these bands of snow as we especially get into the late afternoon. We shouldn't run into any problems, but it is going to get a little bit on the chilly side. Right now, we are looking at a chilly 22 degrees at the airport. It's 22 at Radio Center. Over in Midland, it's 19. Downtown Bay City's coming in at 20. We do have a northwest breeze at 10, but that breeze, it is chilly. 30.34 and rising is the barometric pressure. So that means that there is a high pressure system out there. Unfortunately, what that high is doing is it's continuing to bring that cooler air down out of Canada over top of us. Overall, the temperatures in the upper level have begun to moderate just a little bit. Fortunately, we are getting a little bit closer to spring, so we are seeing some of that temperature moderation. We're not looking for any real big bands of bitter cold air much anymore, but there's always that possibility, and hopefully we won't see much of that at all. In taking a look at how the winter has treated us so far, actually, it hasn't been all that bad. Now, you might say, boy, I don't know, we've had some awful cold days. And yes, we have. But for the most part, compared to last year, we are above what we were last year, and we're above what we were the year before. So for pretty much all of us, that nearby history still sticks in our minds. But overall, when you take a look at the average, this is not one of the coldest winters that we have seen, and far from it. We've had some really, really cold winters in recorded history, so this isn't even really very close at all. But still, it is colder than what it was last year and colder than what it was the year before. You actually have to go back to 2014 before we begin to see any winters that, on record anyway, were colder than what we are. So that's 8 years ago. What are we looking at today? Well, we have that high pressure system over the Dakotas that's affecting our weather. Low pressure system over Ontario, Canada, moving away from us. That low still is generating the north and the northeast breeze and the northwest breeze that we're seeing right now. And that breeze is going to continue for the next several days. Again, all of it a function of that high pressure and the low pressure working together. As we go through the evening hours, partly cloudy skies late tonight and early tomorrow morning. We're looking at a low of 12. Sun will set this evening at 6:17. Yeah, getting brighter. Sunrise tomorrow morning is at 7:21, looking at 24 for a high. We'll have a little bit more in the way of sun, but clouds will be moving in tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow late, and there will be snow overnight tomorrow night into the day on Friday. 17 for a low. Friday morning, we'll have snow showers early. We could pick up 2, possibly 3 inches of snow out of that system on Thursday night and Friday morning. Friday, not much temperature change at all. 23 for a high, 11 for a low. Then moving into the weekend, we're going to be looking at 32 degrees with partly cloudy skies on Saturday. On Sunday, more of the same. Monday, more of the same temperature-wise. And Tuesday will warm up closer to 40. So we're trying to get there. What's average for this time of the year is 34 in the afternoon and 19 at night. I want to hook up here right now with Jody Pollock Newsom. Jody, this has been one heck of a busy morning for you, and you got to be thrilled with the turnout.
Absolutely. I'm here with 250 of my best wheat farmer friends, and we're talking about wheat and feeling, even though it was a tough year, feeling pretty optimistic and are very excited about the future.
Well, and you talk about the future. You have to be talking about that new program that you're initiating, working with. And so far, a lot of folks are really interested in being involved with it. What does it involve, Jody?
Well, it is called the Great Lakes Yield Enhancement Network. It's a collaboration actually with Ontario. And what we're looking at doing is working with growers on their farm, a lot of collection of data. You're looking at over 150 different data points on a farm, and it's helping you look at what is the potential on your farm, and then how close are you to achieving that. We had the winner for that last year from Michigan, Jeff Crone. That was our pilot year, and he achieved 73% of his farm's potential for his wheat. So it's just a whole different way of looking at it, but very exciting because you're kind of competing against yourself.
And again, hopefully you can hang on to that and grow it a little bit, because we're taking a look at the wheat prices right now, and people aren't too unhappy with those.
Yeah, prices have been great, and fingers crossed, hopefully spring will get here soon. And we know that the weather's been a little tough for wheat, but I think it's going to make you look at it and maybe look at what else you could do to nurse it along a little bit when you're looking at some of those prices.
What are we looking at? Has anybody mentioned anything about some of the products that we need for the wheat? Is there a short supply of any of those products? Has anybody really addressed that yet?
We haven't really looked at that, especially for this meeting. We really wanted to talk about the Yield Enhancement Network and what are some of those things we can do. I think we're like everyone in agriculture looking to see what's going to happen with the nitrogen. We know the things going on in the world are going to affect those and how much we get here. So I think it's growers having those relationships and reaching out and making sure that they know where they can get what they need when the time comes.
So at this stage of the game, if somebody wants to be involved with that yield enhancement program and they're not at the meeting, how do they do that?
They need to pretty much get a hold of me today or first thing tomorrow morning. They can do that by just, they can go to the website, miwheat.org, and you can click on and you can register. Friday morning is the kickoff of the end program. So you got to get signed up tomorrow. They can always call me at 888-943-2801, which is 888-WHEAT-01. And I can go ahead and get you signed up. It's a $250 cost, but we figure it costs us about $900 per grower by the time you do all the sampling. And by the time that's all evaluated and you look at the database and all those kinds of things, but it really gives you an idea of what you're doing on your farm and some things that you can do to help with that yield.
Coming up this afternoon, who's on the program?
Well, this afternoon, we're going to have Dave Hooker, who has been here and spoke before. And he's also one of the folks from Ontario that's been part of this whole development. We talk with them every week on the phone. We're all working through the next steps. We also have Eric Olson, who's going to give growers a glimpse of what new varieties are on the horizon and what's coming from those. And then we're also going to recognize our yield contest winners. And of course, I always have to do an update.
Of course you do.
Well, there's so much going on with the checkoff. It's nice to make sure that the growers know this is what we're doing with your funds.
Jody, thank you so much for being a part of our program, inviting us here. We're glad that you could pry yourself away for a couple minutes, okay?
Terry, as always, it's so good to have you here, and it's so nice to be able to share the words with folks of what's going on and know that we have a good, strong wheat industry in the state.
Jody Pollock Newsom, Michigan wheat growers, busy year coming up.
It is, and we're looking forward to being able to talk more about this Yield Enhancement Network.
And of course, we want to say thank you very much to the folks that are presenting our program today, the folks at Nutrien Ag. We'll be talking a little bit more about them as we go through the program as well. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the markets and see if we've been able to hang on to some of those prices. That'll be coming up in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast has been brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency, being protected against all those bad things going on, and there's plenty of them. And, of course, taking advantage of the good things. And there are a number of those as well. If you pay attention, might be a good idea to pay attention by working with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Their agents can be reached directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in Reese. It's 989-868-4722. That's the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Over to Star of the West we go. Cody Harris, good morning. How are you this morning?
We're doing well here this morning, Terry. How about yourself?
Hey, we're doing great. Cody, you got a nice booth over here. It looks like the guys are keeping busy, too. How about you? Are you keeping busy?
Oh, Terry, the last couple of days have been very, very busy in Franklin here, especially in the wheat and soybean arena, and today is no different. They're definitely up higher today on more bullish news in the market. Corn's kind of actually taking a little step off. They're actually in the red here this morning, Terry, but looking at everything the way it sits right now, well, let's see here. We got cash wheat. That's up 18, 832 on the white, 797 on the red. Looking at new crop wheat, that's up 18 as well, 860 on the white, $8 even on the red. Looking over at cash corn, that's down 3 at 622. New crop corn, let's call it unchanged right now at 551. And looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are up 25 at $16 even, and new crop soybeans are up 6 at $14.14.
Man, I can't believe we're keep climbing. What's going on here?
Oh, I got 2 words for you, Terry, and that's Russia, Ukraine. That's definitely been the highlight the last couple of days, and just to keep up with that news and everything that develops is definitely affecting the market. So as we kind of got a saying here in the office, a bull market needs to be fed, and it's definitely doing that here this morning. So with all the news that we got yesterday, that fear, of Russia invading Ukraine is definitely driving the wheat markets up higher here today. Ukraine's one of the top 4 exporters of wheat, and they're projected, their wheat crop is projected to be up 29% this year. So any kind of nervousness in that Black Sea region is definitely shaking the wheat market. And we've definitely seen that here with a over 40-cent move yesterday and then a 15+ cent move here today. So that's definitely affecting the market. In addition to that, you're looking at soybeans, they seem to be on an unstoppable bullish train as well. A lot of that has to do in the vegetable oil arena, and it has to do with Russia and Ukraine situation as well. The Black Sea region accounts for roughly about 76% of the global soy flour exports. And in addition to that, Indonesia is restricting their palm oil exports, has definitely played into the bullish hand in an already tight world supply of veg oils and soybeans. So that in itself, as we keep getting more and more news on this, you got the markets really on edge and kind of what's gonna turn into as we kind of move throughout this early springtime here, Terry, and into our planting season.
All right, Cody, thanks a lot for sharing. We really appreciate it. Have a good day, okay?
You as well, Terry. Thank you.
Will do. More as far as what's going on with the markets. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline, the Great Lakes Bay Area certified ag dealer. You can make a new Ram commercial truck a part of your everyday use for family, farm, and business today from Schaefer and Beerline since 1852, where family and service sells cars. Also, by the folks at Thumb Bank, serving the needs of farmers for well over 125 years. They've got 2 locations in Bay City. Also, Cassia, Caseville, Pigeon, and Bad Axe, Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug, Ukraine, Russia, as Cody Harris said, that seems to be stealing it all. What's going on?
It's momentum, There's no significant sellers. Yeah, smart people are just piecing out, sell here and sell there, but that's not millions of bushel on the block to be sold. So, no sellers, some buyers, no limit, and until it doesn't, we won't even go there. But new highs on corn, soybeans, and wheat across the board. We did not get a new high on crude oil. Well, that's good, but still, there's no significant sellers there. Certainly no momentum on the downside, and all this over Russia, who has the same GDP as Canada. Whatever. They're not even significant. And when the commies took over Washington, nobody cared anyway. So whatever, we'll get over it in a couple of years.
I guess.
Straighten it out. Whatever,
Really,
Anyway,
the GDP, I did not know that.
It's insignificant, completely insignificant.
Wow.
And whatever, it's just noise. That's what it is. So
Yep.
take advantage of it while you got it. But anyway, for this moment on this day, here's your numbers. The March corn, 672 and a quarter, down 2.5 cents. December corn, 606, up a quarter of a penny. March soybeans, 1658 and a half, up 23 and a half. The July soybeans, 1647, up 16 and 3/4. March wheat is 860 and a quarter, up 16, and the December wheat, 862 and 3/4, up 13 and a quarter. The crude oil, 92.31, up 40 cents. Heating oil is unchanged at 279. Gasoline, 272.68, up 1.5 cents. I heard they're paying over $5 in California, so that's awesome. I hope they go to $8. That'll teach them a lesson. Natural gas is 459 and a half. That's up 11.5 cents. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.2725 at the border. That's down 44 ticks. The yen is at 115.09. That's up 1 tick. The euro's at 113.11, down 14 ticks. The dollar's at 96.11. That's up 9 ticks. Gold's at 1908.80, up $2.70. Silver's at 24.51. That's up 20 cents. And platinum's at 1087.30. That's up $1.30.
Not too much sympathy for those folks in California, huh?
Don't like them at all.
There you go.
Nope.
Doug, take care. We'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, purchasing local soybeans, processing local beans, and marketing local Exceller meal, which is a high bypass soybean meal for your dairy herd. They've been doing that since 1991. On the line with me right now, Scott DeVries with Nutrien Ag. Scott, good morning. How are you this morning?
Hey, a little slippery, but I'm doing good today, Terry. How are you doing, man?
Hey, be careful out there. It's kind of an interesting drive. Some of the folks attending the wheat event here, they had a rather tough drive until they got about to Birch Run. Then things started to warm up a little bit.
Yeah, that last night, it got icy, after hours after dark. So, just be safe out there, buddy. There's no slips and falls that are worth it. Just take your time, and what's there today will be there tomorrow if we don't get it done.
Let's talk a little bit about what producers should be looking at and how they should be getting in contact with you, Scott.
Well, yesterday was a great day at the Bean and Beat Day, and we talked to a lot of producers, had a lot of interaction, and, supply was really the biggest question across the board. And, we had a couple guys from our corporate headquarters come out and speak, and they did a phenomenal job. But the core message is communication. We need to make sure we communicate, work with each other, and the plan. I mean, I was talking to some people in the trucking industry, and normal expectations are like a 5-to-1 ratio of loads per truck. So there's always loads waiting for the truck. And last year we seen that number at 10 to 12, 13, and this year we're even higher than that. So let's work together. Let's make sure we're planning, and if we can get it in the shed, let's get in the shed and make it all work out. That's what we're going to have to do. But we're going to be
any other questions from producers that you guys had a chance to address at the meeting yesterday?
There's a lot of conversation across the board, and am I going to get it? And the answer is, I believe we're going to get it. Work with your local crop consultant, make sure you have a plan, and it may be just in time. For us, dry beans are June planting, a late May, June planting, and we may be getting some of our product just in time for that. But I really expect us to be in good shape. I'm not throwing the baby with the bathwater out right now. We're going to be okay. So have those conversations, reach out, and we'll do the best we can to answer them. Keep your confidence pretty high.
Yeah, it was good to see you guys. You did have an excellent presentation. And again, for more information, they can just get a hold of their local nutrient office, and things will be taken care of, right?
We'll do our best, Terry. That's all I can promise.
All right, Scott. Scott DeVries with Nutrien Ag. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Frankenmuth Bank. They do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing, purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Find out how the credit union can work for you by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Also, we want to make note of this coming up Saturday, the Caro Farm Toy Show with farm collectibles, toys, antiques, collectibles, and literature. That's going on this coming Saturday, February the 26th at the 18th Annual Farm Collectibles and Toy Show at the Brentwood in Caro. There is going to be a $3 donation for adults. Children 12 and under are admitted free. For more information, just go to carotractorshow.com. Our broadcast on Friday will be brought to you by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts, new parts for old tractors. Also had a chance yesterday to see, I didn't have a chance to talk very much with Chuck Lipstrew with the Michigan Agribusiness Association, but Chuck, you were one busy man, and we were also graced with the presence of our senator as well, weren't we?
Well, Congressman Dan Kildee was up at
yes.
Bean and Beat Day yesterday. Yeah, so I was busy, but not as busy as our friends at the Michigan Bean Commission, Joe Kramer, and the whole team up there put on a great event. I know you saw a solid turnout, really solid program. Had an opportunity to. I was just there as an observer, but saw the head of procurement for Nutrien did a great job laying out some of the supply chain challenges that we've seen out there. And a variety of other speakers. But we did have the opportunity to meet with Congressman Kildee to talk about some of the supply chain issues that we all continue to deal with, from the trucking chain to rail to getting supplies in place for spring and beyond that. So that was a great event, Terry. And, obviously very good to see you. Sorry we didn't get to talk, but I was really pleased to see all the folks that turned out for that. It was a solid event.
And the congressman did hand down a number of interesting things that he is going to be working on. And I have to assume the Agribusiness Association is going to be following along on some of those possible answers to some concerns that we have.
Well, look, we've been talking about this issue since the beginning of last year. Supply chains are a mess, and in particular, container availability to get Michigan-grown products out of our state is extremely difficult. Containers are really tough to come by. Congressman Kildee and many other members of the House delegation, Republicans and Democrats alike, have supported the Ocean Shipping Reform Act. That would give the federal government the ability to hold the ocean carriers' feet to the fire a little bit more than they have, to try to make sure we can get containers back here to Michigan to get products out for export. So we talked to Congressman about that. That's in the Senate now, and both of our U.S. senators have supported it in the U.S. Senate. You obviously want to see that get across the finish line. But, frankly, anytime you've got a member of Congress who's willing to take as much time as Congressman Kildee did to come learn about what's up in our industry, what farmers face out there in agribusinesses, we appreciate that, and we certainly appreciated his time. But, again, great event yesterday.
We sure did, and thank you very much for joining us today. Chuck, we'll talk to you again next week, all right?
Hey, appreciate you, sir.
You bet. Chuck Lipstrew, we're going to take this 30-second break, and then we'll be right back. Are you upset with your current planter performance? Are you considering buying a new planter but blown away from sticker shock? With Precision Planting's VSET, V-Drive, and Delta Force, we can retrofit your old planter to outperform any new planter on the market. Then access all your data from planting to harvest easily with Field View. Call PC Ag Solutions today and get your parts ordered, installed, and ready to go for the upcoming growing season. 989-868-4444. PC Ag Solutions. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.